on BT Sport last night when they were discussing the second goal that Rangers had conceded and how poor it was defensively, Alan McCoist floated the idea of Leon Balogun, who's been pictured in the stand at recent games, and saying, why did they let him go? And so, do you think one, is it realistic? Two, would Balogun have been any better last night if, as you're saying, Scott, that James Sands wasn't that bad, or was it time to move on from him? I suppose you need to factor in he's unlucky. If Souttar and Ben Davies aren't available, it's, there's a bit of misfortune there, but would Balogun been better sticking around?
I think a conversation took place, Gav. I've heard a conversation took place within the club about whether to speak to Balogun again, but it was almost like it was too late. Balogun had said his goodbyes. They had cut ties. I think they spoke about it when obviously they lost Bassey and they had injuries to Hilander and obviously Souttar had just come in.
Yeah,
wasn't fully fit. This is before they got Ben Davies, obviously. So it was definitely a consideration. And I quite like Balogun. I think he did a really good job for Rangers in the time he was there. Listen, it did cross my mind last night, but would he have really made a difference to the two goals?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. If James Sands, you were impressed with James Sands. He's a guy who's on loan. He's 22 with a view to buy. Is it not? Is Balogun not? Are you not just looking back by doing that?
I think ultimately, yeah. There'll always be a question when you lose goals like that, especially for set pieces, and you've let a guy like Balogun go with his height and his stature and stuff. Of course, people are going to ask the question. And listen, it might have helped. It certainly, as Davey discussed there, Balogun certainly gives Rangers more of a physical presence than a James Sands or others. But as I say, it was two poor goals to lose last night. I don't think you can just say one player would have stopped that. I think they lost the goals as a collective in terms of the way they were set up. No tracking the runner. I thought Goldson has obviously come up with a poor header for the first goal, and then a wee bit of misfortune before the boy puts it in. But I don't think Balogun would have made a huge difference. But I can understand why certain fans were looking at it and thinking, we should have maybe kept him for another year.
Yeah. I think it would be a panic move and a very short-term move if they were to go and bring him back, simply because Davies will be fit soon enough. Souttar, you would hope, would be as well. Hilander still to come back. That's three really good centre-backs.
Yeah.
There was a lot of moving parts, obviously, earlier in the summer because, would Souttar have come to Rangers? Would Rangers have made the offer, the pre-contract agreement with Souttar if they had truly believed that Connor Goldson was going to stay? I don't know if they would have, to be honest with you. I think that he was going to be the long-term replacement for Connor, and obviously when he stayed, then that meant that somebody had to go out the door, and they'd already made up their mind that Balogun would be that man. So, good player as he is, I don't think they can go back.
Yeah, Gav, you also need to think about Leon King. No, you don't want to block Leon King's development by just clogging the place with centre-backs. There was even an argument last night. With Sands not being a natural centre-back. Davies been out the squad last night. There was an argument to say, should Leon King have been in there for the start, because he's either ready or he's not. I was talking to somebody last night. We were kind of reminiscing about Walter Smith throwing Stephen Presley into a Champions League game. I think it was a Marseille game back in 92, 93. If these guys are ready, then you need to go with them. Now Sands goes and produces a really good performance, so it was the right decision last night to play him. But just in terms of Balogun and bringing in more centre-backs, I think Leon King's so highly rated at Rangers, has been for many years. If the boy's going to have a chance, then his pathway can't be blocked. There has to be a route into that first team for him. So that would be another reason why maybe they've not taken Balogun for another year.